Good afternoon, folks. I'm your host, Joe Jimmy, and this is another edition of Black Chat Radio on the Black Independent Media Channel, or the BIMC, on the Roku Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in. Today's show is for the week of February 12th, 2012. We do a weekly show here, so every week we'll try to chime in, and hopefully you'll tune in and at the very least find something entertaining, if not informative. Again, I'm your host, Joe Jimmy. Also, feel free to chime in at our blogs at blackchatradio.blogspot.com. That's blackchatradio.blogspot.com. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think about what we discuss on the show. Don't hold back, and don't feel like you have to be politically correct. Speak your mind. Speak as you wish. So, today's show, folks, I wanted to talk about something, and the first part is really for a specific audience. I wanted to talk about film festivals, and do you attend them? How often do you attend? In your hometown where you live at, and what are your thoughts on them? And also for the filmmakers out there, the African American filmmakers, people of color, what has been your experience at film festivals? What do you think about them? Do you think they are worthy to attend? Do you think they're even worth, applying to? On that note, we all know that film festivals, they charge you the upfront fee, $50, $60, sometimes $90. I mean, it can vary on whomever you submitting to. But what are your thoughts on the experience? Let me go ahead and chime in with my own personal experience, Joe Jimmy. In myself, I've attended film festivals simply as a festival goer. I've also attended as a invitee, meaning that project that I submitted was accepted, and I was invited into the festival. Here's what I felt, and I'm not going to mention anybody specific in any festival specifically unless I need to, but I went to, actually, 2 years in a row, I was invited to a festival over some projects that I completed. And the first year that I was there, Spike Lee was in attendance, and it was really great. It was really exciting. Myself and a very good, I had a traveling partner with me. And it was great. Got to meet Spike Lee. He went up there, he gave a speech and everything, and everybody was really excited, and it was a wonderful, wonderful thing. They had great food, great environment. It just was really a great thing. And the second year, it wasn't so hot, but still, it was nice, and had a good time. But I wanted to talk to you all about, I guess, since this is Black Chat Radio. We talk about issues facing our community. What did you think? Is there? Here's the thing. What I did notice, I talked to the festival director myself personally, and I asked him about, Sundance, Toronto, Tribeca. Those of you who are into the film festival scene, and who know about these things, and I asked, why the festivals that we have, a festival with the word black in it, in the name of it, Black Nash, whatever, Black XYZ Black Film Festival. Why do we not get the coverage, the media coverage that these other festivals do, Sundance and Slam Dance, et cetera, et cetera? And what's going on with that? And what the festival director told me personally is that, and the guy, he was very, very blunt, and I really appreciated that. The guy was very honest, and he didn't cut corners. He said, well, you have but to look at just look at the country in itself. I mean, he mentioned actually he actually went into the guy said look at the unemployment rate for black folk, look at the poverty rates, and that should answer your question. And I literally burst out laughing when I heard that. I just found it. I don't know. I thought it was really funny that he was so honest about it. But then again, it should not have been funny. In fact, because honestly, I guess I've been so accustomed to black folk not speaking the way they want to speak and how they speak in their minds, that to hear somebody being frank, a black person being frank about racial issues or issues in this country, the United States, it just shocked me. So I'm actually ashamed by that, because I should not have been shocked by this gentleman telling me that. But here's the thing. I thought about that. I personally thought about that because, and this is just from direct experience. I'm not, I don't want to quote any scholarly books and famous quotes and all this kind of stuff, because I think, we'd be all day and night talking about that. But here's the thing. I do know there is a cultural disconnect, and it's not racism. It's what I would coin the phrase or the term familiarity. What you're familiar with, okay? And a lot of these festivals, we talked about some of the committees they have, people that attend the festival. You really, folks, here's the thing, and this is Joe Jimmy talking. The United States, you have to understand, when you watch television in this country, understand that you're getting a very skewed view of how things really are. When you talk about the culture of the United States, when you talk about who, when you look at television and radio, understand you have to, anytime you look at something, you have to look at who owns that television station, who are the people that own it, and understand that those people control the programming. They control the commentary. They control what kind of messages the channel talks about, what kind of issues it talks about, etc., etc. And there's a lot of people the fact is, the United States is a very, it's a racially polarized country. Okay, and that goes back to, and let me chime in with my honesty, it goes back to the country's history of genocide and white only this and white only that. Folks, I'm not cutting any corners. I don't care if this makes you uncomfortable, or if you get angry hearing about documented truth and history, then shame on you. But I mean, it cuts to the genocide, the white only everything, the plethora of laws and ordinances, etc., etc. But understand that that went on for several hundred years, and I don't think it would just disappear after the civil rights movement. 5-10 years of marches. I don't think you can ever erase several hundred years of history and indoctrination through speeches and stuff like that. You just will never get away from that. And staying on topic, the country is very racially polarized. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. The country is very racially polarized. It's really cutting down. If you've been to America, you've been to the United States, you go in cities, etc. You clearly see where is black areas where the majority of blacks are, the majority of whites are, the majority of this, the majority of that, and a lot of folks. Literally, and I'll say this: a lot of the Caucasian community, a lot of that community have never even been around blacks before at all. And when they do, they get very apprehensive. They get very defensive. And I've seen this personally, folks. And I'm speaking from just honest observation and personal experience. Is that they've never been around blacks before. They've never been around anybody but, whatever. but they've never been around blacks. I do know that. It's been very minimal. And when, like I said, when they are, it's uncomfortable for them. They feel apprehensive. They get nervous and this and whatnot. And these people are a lot of these selection committees. I'll never forget this one lady at this film festival. She was telling me how she had just happened to be one of the workers there, and she had actually directly, she was a worker. When I say worker, she was they hire the temporary people to come in and help with the festival or whatnot. But she had told me that one of the programmers was mentioning a film that she knew she had actually seen already. She had at another festival. And this is in California, but she had directly, one of the programmers was saying that one of the film, the black characters was so defiant. Okay, this is the programmer at the festival, and this is a Caucasian person, and they said that one of the characters in this black film was so defiant. Was just so defiant, and I said, well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean defiant? Defiant to who? Defiant to what? I mean, instinctively, the first thing I'm thinking is that defiant meaning that whoever that character was or whoever it was in that movie that they were not walking around with a stooped knee, or burdened with slavery or something. I don't know. I mean, it just sounded like they had too much spirit in them, too much bravado, if you could say that. But this person just, this is at one of the. This is probably a festival that majority Caucasians go to. But again, you have African American Black film festival filmmakers who submit their films to them. And yeah, the programmer said that the character was so defiant, and I don't know, folks. I guess I wanted to get comments from black filmmakers out there. Do you submit your films to some of the other film festivals? The Sundance, Toronto Film Festival, the Tribeca, the film festival. What is the other one? Slam Dance. These are festivals, everybody knows about Sundance, of course, but I mean, do you submit your films to them? And in doing so, I mean, how do you feel about that? Because I know Sundance can have some very great documentaries. I really love Sundance for the documentaries they have. Some of them are very, very good. Some of them are very important. I mean, and I would argue that some of them are things that people need to see. Need to see. When I say need to see, meaning that the subject matter is really so great that you need to see them. But other than that, their film selections are almost sparse with black films and black stories that I guess our community can relate to. I know Tribeca is. I haven't even been to Tribeca, but I've looked at their programming. I considered, because I was in New York actually one summer, and I said, well, do I want to check this out? I was looking at their programming selection, and I was like, okay, well, you can count on one hand the films they had that even mentioned had stories or characters that we can relate to, we can connect to. And the few that they did have, a couple of them was nothing. It was about the hood or drugs or something like that. And I just said to myself, I don't want to see movies about the hood. I've already seen enough of that. I mean, anyway, this festival, Tribeca, they just had very few films that I wanted to see. I just felt like it was just nothing now. For it wasn't worth my money. It just, the programming just wasn't there. There was nothing that I related to. I mean, it's just nothing that I felt was worth spending money on. And, folks, I just want to ask you, filmmakers, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Again, check out our blog at blackchatradio.blogspot.com. And we want to hear from you on that, your experiences and with the film festivals, et cetera, et cetera. Do you go, and have you submitted your film, and do you think it was worth it? Do you think it was a waste of money? That sort of thing. Because I'm as a festival goer, some of these festivals can be really great. They can actually have some really great films, and you can be really entertained. But I just noticed, just like American society is polarized, these festivals are really polarized. And I would submit to you that as a African American black filmmaker, that you may in fact be wasting your money in submitting to some of these festivals. You may in fact be wasting a lot of your money submitting to them, because it seems to me, and this is going around the country and going attending some of the festivals. I've been to San Diego, I've been to Atlanta, I've been to Nashville, I've been to Florida, some of Florida. Anyway, but I've also talked to, I know I have friends, filmmakers and whatnot, and I have some very talented people that I know who've done films. But I mean, I would give them the advice that you really are wasting your money, because these festivals really. They're very, very particular about, if they do have a film with people of color in it, it's something about drugs or violence. It's about drugs, the hood, slavery, this sort of thing. I've seen where they tend to show these films where the black characters are calling each other niggas, and I thought it was just, I was disgusted. I walked out of it, and I said I would never go there again. But I don't know, folks. I mean, this is you can never get away from that. This country and how it's situated as a society, because it's just you'd be lying to yourself. You wouldn't be honest with yourself. You'd be lying to yourself to say that race didn't count and it didn't matter. And we all were just friends to the end. That's just not the case, folks. It's not the case, and it never will be. And I don't know. I'd love to hear from you. blackchatradio.blogspot.com. That's blackchatradio, one word, .blogspot, BLOGSPOT.com. And like I said, just chime in with your comments. Let us know what if you do attend film festivals, or you're a filmmaker yourself. What has been your experience, and what have you? I mean, and from a diversity standpoint, the programming at some of these festivals. What has been your experience? Okay, all right. That being said, we will now shift gears to our second subject matter. But first, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. And thank you. Back once again, this is your host, Joe Jimmy. Folks, we will go ahead and end today's show on that note. I want to apologize. We will certainly be expanding the show in the future. Right now, we are in a shorter format. Don't forget to check us out. We are on the Black Independent Media channel within the Roku channel network. How to find us? You start up your Roku, you go to the channel store. You visit the special interest category, and there you will find us on the Black Independent Media channel. Black Chat Radio is exclusively on the Black Independent Media channel. Also, don't forget to comment on our blogs at blackchatradio.blogspot.com. We want to hear from you. Today's show, film festivals. Do you attend them? How was your experience? What did you think about them? What did you think about the films? To the filmmakers out there, have you submitted to some of these big film festivals? The Toronto, Berlin, Sundance, Tribeca, Cannes. Have you submitted to these festivals? Have you been accepted? What was your experience like? How were the films? We want to hear from you. Don't forget to leave your comments. Anyway, folks, again, I'm your host, Joe Jimmy. We will be returning next week. And don't forget to tune in.